I hadn't done a video for quite a long time, and the reason I haven't done a video for quite a while is I've been so busy with the engineering. So my skip company is on its knees because the big companies just kick the arse out of you 24/7 and nobody does nothing about it, which is frustrating, isn't it? If you've got a skip company, you'll know what I mean. It's hard to make a living right now, and you got your big boys who hold all the cards, pain in the arse. So what I've been doing is I've been concentrating on my engineering business, because I can see the skip industry, if nobody does anything, will be going. Yeah, the little boys. If you don't own a landfill and you don't have a lot of tonnage to go into a power station to get cheap tipping, you're fucked. That's it. And I thought the government regulators loved a fair playing field. You know, everybody should have a fair minimum wage and a fair living wage, and everybody should be equal, and it doesn't matter what colours your skin are, and it doesn't matter what you've done in the past, and it doesn't matter anything unless you are in the waste industry. And basically, yeah, people with more money can do what they want. Just how the world is. But I've been concentrating more on my engineering business, and like I always say to everybody, I really do have the mentality to work hard, and I've been putting a little bit more into that. We've been very, very busy. Still give everybody a fair price. I'm going to show you the truck that we've built this week, which is here. And it looks absolutely awesome, so I hope you like that. And what I want to talk to you about, this video is going to jump about different places, because I've spoke to because I've got a couple of ideas and my brain bounces all over. But there's been if you're in the waste industry, this will be for you, but keep watching, because there's a bit of everything going to be in this video. But what the gangs are doing now is they are going round getting trailers. So a trailer, I'm going to show you a video of it here. They're getting a trailer and they're actually cutting the top off, filling it with rubbish and leaving it on the side of the road. That is brilliant. I mean, I'm not going to do it, but brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Like I say, the big boys, you know, if you are worth 20 million quid and you start a skip company and you buy a company out who's got a landfill and all the bits and pieces, and you've got money, you could probably make yourself quite easily 20 million a month. So it leaves all the people like me and you, the bottom feeders, you know, the small skip companies and the stuff like that. And the government are going to be putting on roughly £500 a load per trailer load of waste for the price of waste next year when the landfill tax goes up. So just imagine, I could let people come in my yard, for instance, yeah, they could come in my yard, I could charge them 150 quid a tonne or whatever the landfill tax will be, or whatever, you know, landfill tax. Even if I don't take something to landfill, the landfill tax dictates what the amount of money people charge to go into a power station. So I could get a trailer from the auction. You can get an old fiberglass trailer for probably about 300 quid. No joke. The old fiberglass ones cost more money to get rid of them than they actually do in scrap. So you can get them for now even. So what people are doing is cutting the top off, filling it with rubbish. You imagine if they get 30 or 40 tonne in there, because they're not going to look at the weight, they're just going to fill it up and put as much. If they got 40 tonne in that trailer, that means they're getting £5,000. They're then driving them trailers, putting them in lay bars, leaving the door shut and then leaving it. Fucking brilliant. Brilliant. And you know, it's something I've never thought of, but you know, if things get any worse, who knows? I'm only joking. That is a joke. But yeah, you imagine now you could get a trailer, fill it up, park it on the side of the road. And the reason that this is happening is because our government, they tax us to death. So we are taxed upon tax upon tax. You'll all know that if you're in the waste industry. We are taxed, you know, to death. And if you own one of the bigger companies, you know, you can do what you want, really. You've got, you know, if you own a landfill or you've got a lot of waste and you've got the money to buy shredders and stuff, you can do what you want. And they get richer, and the small companies get poorer usually. It's a bit of a vicious cycle. It's difficult. But Just think what's going to happen when the tax goes up £25 a tonne next year. And this is the thing what the government never realises, what I say all the time. If you put tax up to the point where it's cheaper to get rid of it like that, right, well, people will do it. And if they do that, who pays to get rid of the rubbish when it's left in a lay-by? The council. It's madness. Put the tax up to a point where literally nobody can afford to get rid of rubbish anymore if you're doing it legally. And then people fly tip it, and the same councils have to pay to get rid of all the rubbish. It's absolutely mental. And the reason I've been doing a video all 3-4 a week is because I've been really busy doing skip trucks and trying to save our business. Sounds stupid, doesn't it? But that is what I've been doing. So the budget was released, and anybody who's got a small business with more than, I think, 4 or 5 employees have been shafted. What a lot of people maybe watch this video or watch my videos won't realise is that if you work for a skip company or a waste company, because obviously all my videos based around waste, your employer pays 15% on top of your wages. So whatever your wages, if it was £100, your employer will pay £15 on top. Not a lot of people know that. It's called national insurance contribution. It's a load of it's, well, I was going to say a load of shit, but it is as an employer, but whatever. So basically you pay 5% or 6% national insurance and we pay 15%, so it adds up to the best part of 20%, and you lose your tax. Basically every penny that a company actually makes, we lose half of it. And if you're in the haulage business, we lose even more because we're paying fortunes for diesel at the minute, and it's so hard. But I've come to the conclusion that unless you are a rich person in the waste industry, right, you ain't got a chance. There's no chance at all to ever grow a small business into a big business. There's no way. There's no fair playing field. There's nothing. So what I'm referring to is, let's say you had 15 million quid to start a business with, right? What would you do? You buy yourself a shredder, a picking line, a yard, and a landfill, right? Okay. You can grow and grow and grow and grow and grow, and basically get to a point that you've grown so much, you'd have so much money, then you can buy another landfill or another, machine or another, whatever. That's the way the game works. If you are at the bottom end of the scale like me, like I tell everybody, I started a skip company off me and my dad with £1,000. If that's, where you are, bear in mind that was 20 years ago, so that'd maybe like £3,000 now. If you did that, and you're trying to build a company from a little tiny one to something big, it is very, very difficult. You'll get the odd one that does it, don't get me wrong. I mean, I know a couple of companies who've started off small and they've got really big. Well played to you. I think as a whole now, talking about, in 2024, 2025, if you start a small company, you will be held down by the bigger companies. That is just how it is. Because they've got money and they've got power and they've got landfills, and no amount of trying to work out a way to make things better for yourself ever seems to come to anything, really. It doesn't. So what I'm doing, actually before that, I'm going to talk to you about the budget. So the budget come out, and obviously I've said to you that we have to pay 15% as an employer. So you'll be probably quite happy to know that you've all had £1 an hour increase, which usually everybody gets. With our drivers, we give our drivers the same increase as what minimum wage is, so they're always on a few £1 an hour more than minimum wage, quite a few £1 more. And what you probably didn't pick up on in the budget is that your council tax is going to be going up 5%. So if you pay £1,000 a year now, you're going to be paying another 5% on top of that. So these budgets sound great and you get more money and everything else, but what you have to remember is at the same time, you're also getting taxed more. So it's not always, as great as it all sounds. And I walked in the office early and my dad sat there with a guy who does our CPCs, and they was doing what, old boys do. They sat there putting the world to rights, if we had Donald Trump in this country, he'd maybe sort it out. And my dad has got quite a very simple but intelligent, I would say. But none of us in our family are real intelligent people. But, you know, what he said is, Donald Trump got elected, didn't he? Well, think about it. He's been done for a crime. He's been done for, you know, being horrible to women and all that lot. You know, he's a boyo, isn't he? He's a boyo. He's a council estate boy, if you like, with a suit on. And my dad said, the thing is, though, all he's bothered about is the country. He doesn't care who he upsets, what he says, as long as the country is protected. And he's got a point, hasn't he? That Keir Starmer we've got, why anybody voted him in, because I didn't, and I don't even know anybody who did vote him in, but he got a massive slam dunk of a majority. So, you know, people must have wanted him. But I don't understand why. That is for sure, because everybody hates him now, and it's only 2 days later. You know, he's been in power about 5 minutes, and now everybody hates him. So work that out. But I think the problem is with old Keir Starmer is he's more bothered about who he's upsetting and what he's saying, and he don't want to look racist and all them other sort of things. And I think that's what's making him struggle for people to like him. Cheers, mate. Thank you. How are you doing? You all right? Yeah, I'm all right. Plodding on.
Fucking got to, haven't we?
Yeah, plodding on. Just trying to make ends meet, you know what I mean?
Fucking make ends meet.
Thanks for that. Cheers. Right, so we've got our keys. Right. Funny that, innit? That's the problem, innit? Everybody thinks you're loaded when you have your own business. Fucking hell, if only they knew. So anyway, Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer. He's obviously, you know, not well liked anymore, and the top and bottom of his, I think, is that he's not so bothered about the country. He's bothered about other things, looking racist and, you know, everything else. And that, I do believe that, you know, when they did that budget the other day and everything else, there was no mention in there about migrants and all this sort of stuff, all these millions of migrants coming into the country. You know, and then people are low skilled people who basically offer nothing to the economy apart from somebody who's, you know, I mean, some of them might be trained, but when you look at these videos on TikTok and all this, these guys doing these videos, you know, they've got guns and everything. They're in France with guns and all sorts, and, you know, what do we want that for? If you had somebody, you know, that's illegal immigration I'm talking about. If you had somebody in another country who was educated, you know, you know, somebody who's tried, if you like, yeah. You imagine this, right? Let me put this to you. You've got two people in India. We'll use India as an example. You've got one girl or man or whatever, and they go to college and they get educated. They work really hard. They spend years and years staying out of trouble, and they get qualified as a vet, for instance, a vet, yeah. And they really want to come to our country because it's a good country to live in, which I completely agree. I love this country, and so they come over to be a vet. And they come over and they get citizenship. Brilliant. So that person spent years training and they get citizenship, right? Then you've got a guy who walks out of an Indian prison who's not been trained and he's been a gangster his full life, and he comes over in a boat and he says, I need asylum in the UK because somebody's going to kill me in my country, and he will get asylum. And the poor girl, or woman, or man, or whatever, don't matter about the gender, the poor woman who's the vet, she would have to come over here with her own money, on her own merit, and find an house to live in and all that lot. And then, obviously, you've got these guys who'll come over on a boat and say they're being victimised in their country, so they get asylum. I think it's something like 80%, I might be wrong, 80% of people get asylum who come over in them little dinghies. So, not only is it quite damaging to your local economy, but, you know, you've got people in these other countries that have worked so hard to actually come to this country, which I believe we need people here. Of course we do. We want the best. We want good people, and, you know, that person has worked so hard and got the same treatment, if not worse treatment, than somebody who's come over on a dinghy. It does not make a lot of sense, and I think if you cut through all the trouble with all the rioting and everything else, I mean, some of them was complete dickheads, don't get me wrong, I'm not you know, condoning any of the behaviour. I was there, not at the rally, by the way, but there was burning something in the town centre, and I was picking my daughter up, I saw it, and I got out and I'd look and watch what they're doing. It was a load of young kids. It wasn't anybody like my or your age or whatever, 30s or 40s, it was 15-year-olds, little kids, just use it as an excuse to rebel. So anyway, yeah, our government is so worried about looking bad that they, do stupid things. I think some of the things that they do, there's so much better things that they could. I mean, at the end of the day, when are we full? It sounds stupid, doesn't it? But that can only hold so much liquid, yeah? When is it full? Yeah? Our population's already growing. We're already having kids and everything else. And then what was in this country a few years ago? 60 million. And I think we've had 1.2 million people come into the country illegally, not legally. And then you've got your other people who come. What people forget about is when they think about immigration, they always think about somebody with coloured skin. It's nothing to do with that. You might get somebody who's from Australia or America who's white who wants to come and live in the UK, and then you might get somebody from England who wants to go live in America. Immigration's not all about colour. That's where I think people get a bit. You say to somebody, oh yeah, well they're a foreigner or whatever. They always get the ump about it because I think it's the only thing that matters is the person's colour. It's stupid. But anyway, that's my little take on it. Like I say, my dad and his friend was talking about it, and they think that Donald Trump got elected, convicted, grabbed a woman's ass and he fiddles his tax stuff. They think that he got brought into power simply because the country is all he is bothered about. That's it. His number one priority is the country. I'm not so sure if our guys got the knackers on him. You know what? I would love somebody to stand up and be like, yeah, do you know what? I'm for the working people. I'm for everybody in this country, rather than trying to please everybody a little bit. And I think that's where our politics in this country goes a bit wrong. That they try and please everybody to keep the voters on side, rather than just saying, do you know what? No. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. But anyway, right, back to the waste industry. So if what I've been doing is, I will tell you, I've been going out over the last couple of months and I've been buying balers, right? And you might think, why is he buying loads of balers, right? So I've been buying the vertical ones, the up and down ones, from businesses that have gone bust. There's plenty of them at the minute. It's so hard, innit? So I've been buying balers, and what I've been getting the lads to do is, as a skip is tipped out, I've been getting them to put it directly into a baler. So I've got 3 mil-size balers. I've got one for cardboard, one for rigid plastic, one for soft plastic. I'm trying to get another couple of balers as well. So I want about 5. And what they're doing is, when you have your lads manually sorted, so if you've got a picking line, you grab your rubbish, you put it on the belt, it goes up the belt, and then 2 or 3 people pull it apart and sort it out and all that lot, right? And then you put it drops down into a bay. And then you have to have a digger driver to empty the bay, and then they moves it from the bay to the baler and all that. I've just cut out everything, right? Like I said to you, so hard to make a living right now. I am literally cutting out all the middle parts of it, right? I've put my hands up, I can't win. I can't get a fair playing field, so I've just got to use my head. Go back to the old council estate things, yeah? We work a lot harder than them, work a bit harder than the next man. So what we're doing is, it comes in a skip, the boy's picking the cardboard out, he's only got to walk the width of a car, the balers are right next to where the tip, and he's putting it straight in the baler, popping it out, and then we're taking it into the people who export it, and we're getting paid for it. Not only is it keeping our products nice and clean, so the cardboard's clean, the plastic's clean, everything's clean, we're not making trommel fans, so we have to put it through the trommel. So if a skip gets tipped and it's full of soil, with a bit of cardboard, we can pick the soil out and then move the trommel, the soil over to the soil bay and take the cardboard out and bale it. I'll tell you what, it's working so good. I'm getting so much more cardboard and plastic and stuff, and it's not all small pieces. And I think if you are, like me, you need to look at your business in that kind of way. You might not do skips, you might do aggregate, you might do whatever. A lot of the aggregate companies and all that lot, they're all struggling. They're all struggling. So sit down, get a pad and a piece of paper, and just think to yourself, right, where and how can I cut out some wages or some time or some whatever, right? That's what you've got to do. I'm telling you, there's no getting away from it, unfortunately. You have got to do what I've just said, because this time next year, if I'm still doing skips, which is, hopefully I am, but who knows, you know, you're going to have to adjust. You have got to adjust, and segregating it as it comes out of a skip or whatever is the way forward, I think. So, you know, I'm only trying it. I might be wrong. You know, I've bought cheap balers from companies that have gone bust. So I've been getting them for about £2,000, between £1,500 and £2,000, and they've all been working really, really well. And we've been certainly making a lot of sorry, yeah. And last week we usually do obviously our skips are construction and demolition, so we don't get any food waste, you know, which has a lot of packaging, but it's bad quality. So you get a cardboard box, but it's full of bloody tomato sauce on it. Ours, because it's from construction, with our cardboard has gone through the roof, and when you'd send your material for RDF or landfill, you get all them little bits of cardboard. There isn't any in it, so it's really good. It's making a big difference. Cardboard at the minute is about £65 a tonne, give or take, somewhere around there. You know, so last week I think we did 20 bales. So, you know, it's all right. It's making a difference. And believe it or not, I've actually got the lads are doing a little bit less hours, because I don't want to lay anybody off. If I can help it, I will not lay anybody off, but the hours are slightly lower, so, you know, just knocking off a little bit of time with it being winter, and we're still getting through the same amount of waste, if not even a little bit more. So yeah, think about what I'm saying to you. If you can put everything into a baler and it's not going through a picking line and getting dirty in the trommels, it goes around in the trommel, all you clean plastic, like somebody cuts a pallet open and throws the plastic in the skip, yeah, it gets a bit dirty, but when it's been through a trommel, it's really dirty, you know, mud all over it and everything. You can still get a decent amount of money for your material, so think about that, boys. You watch, there'll be a shortage on balers. Just have a look here. So that's just a little bit of what I'm doing and what I'm trying to do, and I'm looking for other ways to save money, you know, and everything like that, which is, you know, I'm not trying to save money though to make money for ourselves. I'm trying to make money to save jobs. And if anybody from the environment agency watches this, yeah, and I know they won't, but it's about time you get your finger out. And instead of hammering all those little skip companies into the ground, do something about the big ones that are making it so hard for us in the first place. It'd be really nice. It'd be a nice Christmas present if we all had a fair playing field, wouldn't it? It'd be lovely. But, you know, that's not going to happen, so, yeah. Right, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. And it's not anything real long, but I was just on a 20-minute drive out to pick these keys up, so I just thought I'd have a natter on the way there, because I ain't done a lot of videos, because I've been so busy with the skip trucks. And I hope you enjoyed it. Little council estate take on the economy. I'm probably talking a load of shit, but, you know, doing my best. Right, I'll see you all soon. Bye.